Hey guys, this is Marcus Maximus with Go Guy Go, and today I want to talk to you about eGold fundamentals, staking, recent news, and much more. We got a lot to cover, so let's get into it. Elrond launched July 30th of 2020. It is an internet blockchain that is highly scalable, fast, secure, and built for the new internet economy. It's disruptive and it's revolutionary. Their goal is to make crypto easier to use for everybody, to gain mass adoption, helping onboard the next billion users. And that's why they created the Meyer app. Their unique shard technology is secure and makes them easy to build off of, which will help their ecosystem grow exponentially. eGold's speed is among the fastest, and their transaction fees are among the lowest. Their staking rewards are up to 20% annually, plus more rewards coming through airdrops. What is staking? Staking is like having a savings account, but instead of United States dollars in the account, it's eGold tokens. Now imagine earning up to 20% interest in your savings account yearly. How is that possible? Well, the Elrond team has about 32 employees. JP Morgan is one of the world's largest banks and has about 256,000 employees as of 2019. That's just employees, not buildings, energy costs, servers, armored truck transportation, equipment, and so much more in costs. The overhead is astronomical. Now, with Elrond, their employees will grow with the community. Sure, but it's all online. They don't need a bank in every city. They don't need a giant skyscraper. They will never have all those costs. Their overhead will always be minimal. Less costs for Elrond means higher rewards for us. If you're still asking, how do we make profits? Your bank is paid a small fee every time they process a transaction, like when somebody uses their debit card. And instead of the bank getting that fee, the entire community gets a piece of the pie put into their savings account, which we call staking rewards, that we receive in our digital wallets. So instead of the bank profits being eaten up by energy costs, equipment, 256,000 employees, etc., what would have been costs are now our rewards and just paid to our savings accounts. Simply put, if transactions are low that day, the staking rewards will be low. And if transactions are high that day, your rewards will be as well. That means your rewards will fluctuate a little bit with the daily traffic of transactions being used on the Elrond ecosystem. Now that we understand that less overhead costs equal higher profit margins, and higher profit margins means higher rewards for the community, and we are the community, that's great. But we need a reason for those transactions to happen. JP Morgan's ecosystem is the entire world. People swipe that debit card for everything, to buy food, entertainment, gas, bills, and much more. They punch those numbers into apps and online websites every day, like Amazon, eBay, and Netflix. So in theory, as the eGold ecosystem is released, the traffic and transactions will go up because more people will be using the network for various reasons, meaning there will be more buying, selling, and transferring of tokens, also known as transactions. What is eGold's ecosystem? Well, for this we need to know what's happening behind the scenes, and we need to be forward thinking. Imagine knowing that Amazon isn't just going to sell books. All the way back in 1997, knowing that they want to sell everything online and having the imagination to see Jeff Bezos' vision. We need to combine the knowledge of what we know is happening behind the scenes with what could be in the future. So let's talk about the future of their blockchain ecosystem, starting with the Meyer app. The Meyer app is important because it's so easy to use. Most people I know, and I'm sure that you know, and maybe even yourself, don't want to make multiple accounts and learn all those systems. We want one account and to do everything simply on that account. That's the goal of Elrond, to simplify a complex industry so you can buy eGold and stake it very easily. As of right now, May 9th, Americans can't buy eGold on the Meyer app because they use Ramp and MoonPay, but this may be remedied very soon, possibly even this month. Americans can transfer their eGold to the app and stake it as well. Even though we can't connect our bank accounts yet, making it too complex for many Americans to participate at this time. I personally know at least 5 people who would have participated already, but choose not to jump through the hoops of the crypto world. This may sound like a bad thing now, but is overall the exact reason why the world needs Elrond. Simplicity so everybody can easily participate in the community. eGold is launching the Maiar exchange in the next week or so. People will be able to swap eGold and MEX tokens for other tokens built on the eGold ecosystem. There will only be a couple of tokens at the launch, with many more coming. The exchange will be integrated into the Meyer app as well, keeping people from needing multiple accounts for simplicity and access to more of the ecosystem. I am very excited about this because for the people that have either used Uniswap or wanted to, but backed out because of transaction fees and complexity, one time I tried to buy just $80 of a new coin on Uniswap, and the transaction fees had an additional $125, making for a total amount of $205 for $80 worth of coins. The transaction is also not guaranteed. If the transaction gets kicked back, I still pay the $125 transaction fee, but I get my $80 back. When trying to swap for tokens on the Ethereum network, it can be very intimidating and expensive, and that is not good for people's experience or adoption in general. And that last segment is above a lot of people's heads. That's what I mean by intimidating. So I can't wait to use the Meyer exchange and not be worried about losing $125 in transaction fees, and for it to be built into the app, making it easy and less intimidating for even myself. Okay, back to the Meyer exchange tokens, also known as MEX tokens. These are currently being airdropped to wallets that have eGold staked. There is no IDO or ICO. They are just given to the community for staking your eGold, helping Elrond create and integrate into a fully decentralized system. This is a 4-week airdrop that has about a week left right now. This will continue on random days throughout the next year to incentivize people to keep their eGold staked. As of right now, there are more questions than answers. We are still learning more about these tokens and the airdrops as the news comes out. I'm sure we will know more when the exchange is launched, and I will keep you updated. After the exchange is launched, they will be adding the Meyer Launchpad to the ecosystem, along with airdropping Meyer Launchpad tokens, also known as Mpad tokens, to wallets that have eGold staked. Sound familiar? Users will be able to use these tokens to get into IDOs, initial DEX offerings, or initial coin offerings. Basically, normal everyday people can get into startups, just like the millionaires can when it comes to stocks. Imagine getting into a coin with a fully diluted market cap of $10 or $20 million instead of buying in when it hits the first exchange at around 100 million market cap or even more. If you're not familiar with IDOs, I have a video that you can watch. There will be a link below. What else do we know? We know lending and margin are coming. We also know some type of eGold card is coming. We know that Elrond partnered with the gaming video streaming service ExceedMe. We also know stablecoins and NFTs are coming. adding more hype and transactions to the ecosystem. We also know a lottery was mentioned in a recent interview. An international version of the Powerball done with crypto could be pretty cool and beneficial to the community. We also know that the mayor of Miami has stated he wants Miami to be the world's most crypto friendly city. Beniamin Mincu, the CEO of Elrond, has been in talks with Miami's mayor. That is about all we know for now, and I hope more news on that emerges this year. We also know their unique shard technology, being easy to build off of, will help their ecosystem grow faster, incentivizing projects to come to Elrond. We also know they have a great team that I believe can execute. Listen to Beniamin, Lucian, or Sever talk in interviews. It's fascinating to listen to them speak about projects and their vision for Elrond. We know that Elrond only has 31.4 million maximum supply of eGold tokens. So a case could be made that a case could be made that this is a better store of wealth than Bitcoin because there is only so many. Plus, it is also useful and the rewards are higher. We also know that Elrond is a secure proof of stake system and it is green friendly in comparison to Bitcoin miners and even the banking system in general. Just so you know, I'm not hating on Bitcoin or Uniswap or Ethereum. I'm not hating on any current launchpads either. I'm just doing my best to make this easier to digest for everybody to understand the technology and what people are experiencing and what I believe we need to gain mass adoption. We also know that Elrond has about 150 projects coming to the ecosystem. Please listen here in a recent interview between Elrond's CEO, Beniamin, and Chief Operations, Lucian.
Gold stake, eGold circulating supply stake. In addition to that, we've been making really great progress with some of the partners that we have within the ecosystem with probably more than 150 partners that have been waiting to be able to deploy some smart contracts, deploy ESDT tokens. And in fact, out of those partners, we have more than 20 partners by our last discussions that are excited and can't wait to release ESDT tokens on the Elrond network. All of this has been happening on several fronts. And then in addition to this,
that's a lot of projects coming. Also, please listen to this interview segment with Sever. He's a project manager at Elrond, and he brings up some great points about the Meyer Launchpad.
One, I think is going to be huge, right? And perhaps equally important, even though let's say the volume will be on the exchange, the Maiar Launchpad. So it's not just a starter project like you have Polka starter or whatever, right? So obviously it does have those features where people can invest in projects that are listed there, but we will add the Elrond magic to it. So we want to make sure that we were it took 3 years for the Elrond team. I wasn't even there in the beginning. It took 3 years to get funding, to go through very hard moments and so on. The team was solving impossibly hard problems night after night, only to be faced with a couple of existential crises before lunch the next day, right? So it was hard, and this is a hardcore team that cracked it, that really went all out for it, and I think Elrond is now in a position to make a significant impact in the blockchain space and beyond. And we want to use all that knowledge to select the teams that can be game changers by themselves. And these are the kind of projects that we will pick and list on the Maiar Launchpad, right? So um, so it's not just going to be about volume and launching tokens and hosting lotteries for people to, I don't know, hate projects from the day they are launched because they lost the lottery and they couldn't invest. So screw this project, I'll just wait for the next. Yeah, there's no value there. And also projects who launch this way, they immediately antagonize a large community of possible supporters just because they didn't give them the chance to invest in a vision that they believe in, right? So like you can do all the best job in the world with a white paper and presentation and so on. You present your vision to everyone, but you can't get it. Well, this is not fair, right? This is not fair. And this is one of the things that we also want to make sure on the Maiar Launchpad, and this is also one of the purposes of the Mpad token, is that anyone holding the Mpad token will have a fair share of whatever is up there for investment, right? Proportional to their holdings. So I think this is, in retrospect, it's like duh, right? And I think this is cool also for the users. I think it's cool also for the token because it will be able to capture a lot of value from also projects who are going to list there, and obviously it will help the funding process for fantastic ideas.
No, I think that's a phenomenal.
There will be links to both full-length interviews below the video. So what did he say there? They're going to pick the best and most disruptive projects. But the way that the tokens work is amazing. To get in early on other tokens, there is IDOs and ICOs. You need to buy something like 1,000 tokens for that Launchpad. And that Launchpad's tokens may cost you, let's say, $5 a piece. Now you're $5,000 invested in one token. When you need to purchase, say, at least 2 Ethereum as well to be entered into the lottery. Now you're over $10,000 deep. Then the Launchpads use a lottery. So if you don't win the lottery and either one or both of those tokens go down in price, it just makes for a bad experience, especially if you're not loaded. Sever just explained to us that the Mpad token will be used to purchase tokens on their Launchpad. Not only did they get rid of lotteries, but it sounds like they got rid of minimum investment price. So anybody with Mpad tokens can just get into a project, is my understanding. We will know more in the upcoming weeks, but that sounds much less intimidating and much more affordable, and debatably even more decentralized, giving more access to more individuals. We also know that Elrond is among the fastest when it comes to transactions. We also know that Elrond is among the lowest when it comes to transaction fees. So high speed and low fees plus ease of use will help gain mass adoption, but it does not give us certainty of it. As exciting as all this is, we need these projects to not only execute on the technology, but also need mass adoption, meaning users need to actually use it. So going forward, I'm hoping to see more disruptive projects and large partnerships, the next generation of video streaming, social media platforms, podcasts, search engines, more e-commerce integration, online gambling, easy to use apps, video games, and much more, but still keeping the online ecosystem easy to use. I would also love to see more real world use as well. Maybe a stablecoin that can be used as a debit card. I would also like a credit card through one of Elrond's stablecoins that has higher cashback rewards than my Capital One card that I currently get 1.5 to 4% in cashback rewards right now. I do believe blockchain will be like big tech. There is Google, Apple, Samsung, Microsoft, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, Reddit, etc. There is plenty of businesses that people have never heard of that helped these giants get where they are today, like Foxconn, Magna, Skyworks, and Qualcomm. The point is, I believe there will be room for many large blockchain ecosystems as well. So let's go full circle, and then we can go over my strategy. With this analysis, I'm clearly bullish. Elrond is building fast. The ecosystem and projects are coming, and it begins with the Meyer app, Meyer Exchange, and the Meyer Launchpad, which is all coming very soon. The first project on the Launchpad will be unveiled this month. As the news comes, I will keep you updated as I immerse myself into the ecosystem. I don't know how far this can go, but I do know that it makes my imagination run wild. This project truly makes me excited for the future of blockchain. Now that we know more about eGold, I want to tell you my strategy. I'm holding long-term, 10-year strategy with the idea my eGold will almost double every 5 years. And that's only counting staking rewards, nothing else. I will have quadrupled or close to it in 10 years just by keeping my eGold staked. So if I buy 10 eGold today, in 10 years, I will probably have about 37 eGold tokens. In the next 2 years, we will see a lot of the ecosystem come together. In 3 to 10 years, we should have a huge ecosystem and mass adoption. If all the stock markets and crypto markets crash, it will slow the growth for a while, but I will just accumulate and build my position further because this is a project that I truly think can survive a bear market. And if the markets do not crash, well, I'm going to buckle up and enjoy the ride. Please leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for listening. Later.